Yeah. Yeah, I was just about to say, if he stays on the freeway, that is definitely, yeah, well, it looks like he's approaching an exit, but maybe showing signs of crossing over the gore point here, or maybe he's going to give up. Maybe, I mean, he's slowed down now to basically a crawl, and this will be one of his final opportunities to get off of the freeway before committing to Simi Valley. You see, he's got some traffic in his way. Yeah, he's got some traffic. He's at the exit ramp here. That, I believe, is going to be Topanga Canyon Boulevard. And this, as I mentioned, a major intersection here as he does make the decision to get off of the freeway. He's probably thinking twice about it. He had that freeway all to himself, and now he's thinking, wait a minute, what did I just do? I had all that room, and now it's going to be a little bit of a different ball game, and this is also going to play into the decision making on the part of LAPD. I think one of the factors that led them to continue the pursuit was the fact that it was a manageable speed on an empty freeway. Why not pursue this and get this criminal off the road? But now we will see if the driving changes as he takes them onto surface streets underneath the 118 overpass, going southbound now on Topanga Boulevard. We'll see if he continues these antics, but he is still refusing to pull over, went around that traffic at that red light, and is still traveling pretty slowly as he makes his way south into Chatsworth. Absolutely, yeah. They were following him for some time before they even engaged in this pursuit. They were keeping an eye on him. They were developing a strategy. They called in for an air unit and a supervisor. They gave everybody some time to get overhead. And once they lit him up in LAPD's Foothill Division, he just refused to pull over. And again, that's all happened in the last 20 minutes as he was traversing surface streets originally in the area of Laurel Canyon and Osborne. He eventually got onto the 5 freeway just about 15 minutes ago and has now been mostly on the freeway until now, where he is now taking LAPD on a joyride through Chatsworth southbound on Topanga Canyon Boulevard, where once again he's encountering relatively light traffic. That changes as he gets further south, but overall, as I look out the window here, not a whole lot of obstacles in his way. I'm going to be very curious to see if he stops for the red lights or just pushes through. If he starts running red lights and driving more dangerously, that will certainly up the ante here. But right now, he's got green light coming up here at Chatsworth Street, and he's approaching that intersection at a crawl. He's got no traffic in front of him. This is a perfect opportunity for a pit maneuver if they give the go-ahead and if they have enough room. There's a little bit of oncoming traffic on the opposite side of the street, but if they can catch an empty gap, it could be a potential situation where maybe they give the go-ahead for either a pit maneuver or potentially have the opportunity to set up ahead with spike strips. That's, again, something that's already been discussed earlier on in this pursuit. It may be an option once again now that he's on Topanga Canyon Boulevard. Very nonchalant, doesn't appear to be very stressed, and it may be a picture where he already kind of knows how this is going to end. Maybe he's already kind of given up in his mind. Now it's just a matter of enjoying his last few minutes of freedom, enjoying the joyride, if you will. Once again, all these green lights here. I'm very curious to see if he goes through. He's, again, going about the speed limit. I would say under the speed limit. If we throw a real-time speed tracker, only 25 miles per hour. You almost want to see him go a little bit faster for that pit maneuver to disengage that inertia switch. So you like to see him right in the 30, 35 mile per hour range typically for a textbook pit maneuver, but still, this is a situation where they could easily fishtail the back of that pickup truck out of control and then bring this pursuit hopefully to a stop. Again, that's if they give the go-ahead here, if they see an opportunity, depending on the circumstances, down on the ground there. But they've got 3 units right behind them, a primary, a secondary unit, and then another backup unit just in case, so that when this does eventually come to a stop, they will have sufficient units to either execute that felony stop, or if he decides to dump the vehicle and engage in a foot pursuit, they'll be able to chase him effectively that way as well. Now he's got a little bit of traffic at this light here, and they hear those lights and sirens, and you can see the traffic up ahead of him has actually come to a stop because they know those are emergency vehicles right behind them, and he's got the green light, he's going through. So he used that median, got into the turn lane, and now he's back on the correct side of the road here, but he does have his hazard lights turned on. You can see the blinkers blinking there, and so we'll just we'll see what he decides to do. But interestingly enough, he saw some traffic and was willing to go around all that traffic. He wasn't stopping for any of that traffic. So we'll see as the traffic picks up a little further south of here. This is the first red light. The first red speed tactic, certainly aggressive to go around all that traffic and lead the police through that intersection. Fortunately, what we've seen is all of the other motorists at these intersections doing the right thing as they hear the emergency vehicles coming through. They are yielding for this pursuit, which is traveling southbound through the valley here, through Chatsworth. Again, southbound Topanga Canyon Boulevard coming your way. If you live in this neighborhood, stay off of Topanga Canyon. Right now, LAPD engaged in what I would consider, Mark and Giovanna, essentially a slow speed pursuit in what feels like a joyride, as this suspect behind the wheel of this stolen pickup truck basically is taking advantage of his last few minutes of freedom. There's really no attempt here to lose law enforcement. It's almost as if he knows how this is going to end. Yeah, unfortunately, we don't know where exactly the suspect lives, and probably that is the case with LAPD. Considering it's a stolen vehicle, it's not like they could look up the plate. So without knowing who the suspect is, they don't even know necessarily where he lives and essentially where he would be most comfortable with. But all we could say for sure is that this started on the opposite side of the valley in LAPD's Foothill Division, now entering the West Valley Division. Topanga involved here, and I don't know if they've handed off the pursuit to those other jurisdictions yet, but it looks like those original units are still the ones in pursuit here. Yeah, I'd say there's an excellent chance here if they can coordinate it, as he's now been on Topanga Canyon Boulevard for some time, approaching another red light, now getting off. Obviously, right as I was about to say, a good opportunity to set up for a spike strip if they can get up ahead of him. But just like that, he's making a sudden, if not random, turn onto Chase Street. Now, it may not be random at all. It may be intentional, or it may not be. We just don't know. But that was a very sudden turn there off of Topanga Canyon, and now for the first time we're off of a major onto a narrower surface street as he continues going maybe even slower. Blowing through several stop signs here, rolling through this one, thinking about a turn maybe, or maybe or just slowing down trying to think about it. But now for the first time coming to a complete stop. This is the first time he's come to a complete stop. We're going to pull out just a little bit because we don't know what he's thinking here, but he is assuming the position. It looks like he's decided to give up here. He is animated. He is, without even being prompted, he is basically proning himself out onto the pavement. He is, again, very animated. Starts to make you wonder, starts to make you at least speculate, and it's just speculation at best, but maybe he's under the influence of something. We don't know that. We don't know that for sure, but just from experience, as we observe the behavior here, you have to wonder what he may be thinking here. In any event, this is a good sign. This is very jittery, extremely jittery, perfect word, Mark, and fortunately the vehicle now coming to a stop. The suspect out of the vehicle appears to be complying, although he does appear to be very, very, very antsy. He's all over the place. He is all over the place. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. The truck is recovered. Now hopefully they can get him the help that he needs. Code 4. Nice job, gentlemen.